Don't act. You already knew this video was coming. You already knew what I was about to do. Hello everyone, Kayla here, and this is What the Kink, a natural hair channel. I'm standing in the shower because we are going to do a wash and go today, and it's going to be a 100% full ENBBA Naturals wash and go. I have been waiting for the ability to say that because before, the first product was something that you used with other products. That was the topper gel that was meant to be topped over other stuff. So now we have two products. We have the Embrace the Base Medium Hold Gel. There's also a light hold version of this. I wasn't interested in that. You guys know how I do. This is actually like something you can put on your hair instead of another product. And then of course previously existing we had the, this is an old label, but it's called Curl Embrace, I think is what this is called now, because it's like holding everything in place. You see what I'm saying? So the Curl Embrace is a topper. That's what came out first, all right? So now we are going to actually get into styling this ENBBA Naturals Wash and Go. But first, let me remove this conditioner from a section of my hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this like I would a regular base gel. I don't do too much when I apply bases. I did 3 pumps just to see what it was like, okay? You see how I apply my gels? I don't do too much. Very cutesy. Alright, so I'm going to apply this. Now the texture is different than the topper. It's very much more watery. It kind of just disappeared into my hair just now. I will admit, y'all, that I didn't read any directions or anything like that for how to use this product. I just went right in. I went right in. And I normally am a directions reader. So we're going in here, and of course, what was true of the other products from ENBBA Naturals is that yes, they cost what they cost, but I typically use more than other people would use because my hair is very high density. So if you're someone who doesn't have hair like as thick as mine or as long as mine, you definitely wouldn't need to use as much product as I be using. So that's I guess what is that? A positive message for people who are worried about the price. But then again, if you worry about the price, don't tell me about it. I paid my money and I'm not worried about it. But if you're really worried about it, use code WhatTheKink for a discount, okay? Anyways, so this is what it looks like when it applied. I have not done my other steps that I would normally do with it. So here we go. We're gonna add a little bit of water, and then we're gonna distribute it further through the hair by opening the hair up. Ooh, I like the sound it's making. I like the sound it's making. Very, very water trapped sounding. Great. Okay. So this is applied, just a light base. It's very much giving like the vibes of a leave-in, just because it hasn't like super laid my hair down or clumped any curls or anything like that. But my hair does feel very weighed down with water. Like it definitely said, oh, she turned the water tap on? Grab. Catch that. So yeah, my hair is very heavy with water right now, which is kind of cool. Alright, so I was like, how am I going to approach the topper? Because normally when I style my hair with this, I have something else in it, and I don't do sections because it don't take all that. But I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually be fair, and I'm going to style it like I would style other stuff. Oh, the clips are over here. Okay. Alright, so I'm actually going, the thing is I'm scared that now this, the Curl Embrace topper, you can apply too much of this. So I'm like, okay, 1 pump only from the big pump, which is a lot. That's like 2 and a little bit more pumps from the small one. It's a lot. So I'm scared, but, and I can do half pumps if I really want to. Alright, there we go. Then split it off so I can further smooth it down. Smooth it over here too. And then I am someone who likes to rake my hair. I know some of y'all don't like to rake, but I do. Okay. And rake it, rake it, rake it. It is very slippery. the hair's just not smooth from being up in the buns and all that. So I'm having to smooth the hair back out. Okay. I'm scared that I used too much product this whole time, but we will see. Okay. Let's do another section. Fold down. I'm trying to be very modest with these pumps because I know this product. I would say for most people, especially if your hair doesn't require a ton of hold, don't do as much as I did. Most people, if you have a big one, don't do a full pump. I also will admit that I did not watch any of the demo videos that Abana's been putting out, like, about this, or like the content that she's done talking about it. I've just been really busy. I haven't had a chance to look through any of that stuff. So I'm sure if this comes out crappy, then I will go and actually get some education. I will actually go and get some education, but we're just using it. Like, I'm just really excited, and I wanted to dive in shortly after receiving it. Of course, I'm probably not going to put this video up right after I got it, so it'll be out for a while before this comes out. Ooh. I have a little string hanging there. Like, let me grab that and use that, because that spot felt like it needed a little bit more product. Okay, last part of this section, and then we're going to see what we got going on with this section. Alright. And I don't get much hair fall when I style, but little wispies that are getting on my nerves, we'll put them on the shower bench for later. Okay, so we're definitely not putting any more product on here. Alright, so I'm going to come up close so you get this, and then I'll go back so you guys can see the full hair. Alright. And there. Is this swimsuit flipped in? Okay. Anytime I wear the swimsuit, it has a frill on it. So I'm going to try to make sure I have the frill, because it's kind of uncomfortable with the frill flipped. Okay, so I'm going to put this section away so I can move on to the rest of my hair. And then we'll just let's see what the whole thing looks like freshly styled. Because I'm about to just repeat exactly what you just saw over and over and over and over again. I'm not about to do anything fancy or different. So, and I'm really just exploring the product. I don't have too many thoughts right now. I wanted y'all to see this decision-making process going on here. So I tend to have like a little bit of frizz over the top of my head, and something I used to do that I recently started doing again is adding a little bit more gel, like the amount that I would apply to a small section to the top of my head, and then just a little extra over my ends. But except for gels that have a really strong presence, that are more strong hold, I will apply more water over the top of them instead of product. So I'm like trying to decide with this if I'm going to do more water or more product. And I'm thinking with this that we're going to go with more product, just because this is very present on my hair. So we're going to do just a tap of a little bit more water. Okay, so what that's going to allow me to do is to smooth over the part that's already on the hair, to smooth it over that part that's sticking up. I've tried like putting product on the frizzy part like while I'm styling and smoothing it over, like when I'm done with it, it just doesn't. It won't lay down. Like, this is the only way that it will lay down. So I've applied additional water. just smoothing the product through to make sure it's evenly distributed despite me just adding more water. And you know, I don't know the combo of these two products together, so I may have just ruined it by doing that. We find out, because I do have some products that you don't want to put more water over because it ruins it. Done. So this is what we have. And I'm going to hopefully get around to drying this at some point to see what it's looking like. So, first of all, my hair does look good. We'll say that up front. But I'm a little miffed about what happened after I turned the camera off yesterday, y'all. Because my hair could look so much better. Let me tell y'all what happened. Oh, I'm so irritated by it. But something came up and I needed to go out, right? So I did not get to sit under the dryer as long as I do, where I get to dry my hair crispity, crunchity dry. I didn't get to do that. And the weather, as I've been telling y'all in all my recent videos, the weather sucks. It's hurricane season. It rains every day. It's gloomy. It's whatever. And so it was that situation, raining hard, and I was out in it. And then I came home, and there was supposed to be an appointment. Someone was supposed to come to my house, and I still didn't get to dry it. And then when the person canceled, I was hungry at that point. It's just, I didn't get to dry my hair like I normally would, like a hard, crispy, dry feeling. And I know that my hair would look better because the areas where it did dry, it definitely has a cast. And those areas are definitely, like, the curls are more separate and more apparent. And so it's just an inconsistent look because my hair was soaking wet. I think adding that last bit of water over the top was a little too much. The hair was very wet and very difficult to dry. Even if I had sat and dried my normal type of drying, it would have taken so much longer to dry. So in the end, yes, I do like the way that my hair looks. It's very soft. It has good flow. It's defined. I'm happy that I'm like wearing a 100% ENBBA Naturals wash and go. Honestly, it's just the novelty of that is exciting. But yeah, I'm definitely going to have to spin the block on this again to actually dry it appropriately. So I probably will go on my Instagram and be in my stories or have a post or something like that showing what it looks like when I actually dry it appropriately. And I also, forgot. I also probably should use more of the base. I felt like I didn't use enough. And second of all, with the base, that pump on the base reminded me of why I own the big container of the topper, because I don't like that little pump. That little pump. Girl, that's too much for me. But I understand for the price point, or if somebody just wants to try it or whatever, you would want a smaller container. I get it, but that pump was too much for me. Anyways, as I was saying, I'm going to spin a block on this on my Instagram. Definitely follow me on Instagram. It's what_the_kink. Same username as it is here, except there's just underscores in between. My Instagram is always linked in the description box, but I have people every day who follow me like, oh dang, I didn't know you had your Instagram. That's where I get the clips from for my base study, y'all, my Instagram. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to link the video that's having me review the topper alone, topped over a combo that I was very familiar with. Definitely check that out if you're interested in that. And subscribe. I post videos every week, and I'll talk to you in the next one.